So I just got this Canon PowerShot V1, and this is a how I feel review after having used the camera for about a week. Okay, so when I first got this camera, I kind of treated it like more of a professional camera. Like had it shoot a Canon log and then try to grade it and all this stuff. And I like everything was kind of not as good as I wanted it to be, and it was just a not very pleasant experience, and everything felt a little off, and the noise was too high for the log and all of that. So I kind of didn't I didn't get it in the beginning. I didn't like it very much in the beginning, and then later in the week I started kind of like more of like embracing the camera for what it is, and I think that's a way better approach to a camera like this. So I no longer shoot log because I found like pretty good color profiles or filters, whatever it's called, in this camera. So I'm using Tasty Warm right now, and then I find that in the daytime Tasty Warm is pretty good, and I'm in San Diego, and the warmth kind of looks very good on the with the sunlight here. The Tasty Cool is okay if you need a blue or white balance, and I find that in nighttime it's the bright white is really good. It's very low contrast, and it has that Wong Kar-wai chunking expressed kind of feel. And yeah, Bright Ember, I think it's the name. Bright Ember is really cool. It's really stylistic. It's more of like a really warm, like more of a stylistic, cinematic, warm filter kind of thing. And I'm shooting 1080p. I'm not shooting 4K at all, and I'm using the lowest compressed light format because I kind of meant for this camera to be a document live camera, and I kind of wanted to see how good the footage coming out of that will look. And my goal has always been to get a camera that will help me document life and share stuff that that doesn't need me to grade it, that will just and doesn't require me to think too much about storage. And this is a camera that does these two things really well. Like the footage will come out looking great, and the file sizes are are really small in relativity to like the FX3 and things that I'm used to shooting. People debate about the Canon's color size and the Sony color size, and some people claim that like the you can match anything these days, which you probably can, but like there is just no debate, okay, no debate that the Canon footage when they come out of the camera, it has just had a little pretty factor, and it's not a manufactured look. It doesn't taste like artificial flavoring. It's just a very natural, pleasing look, and everybody kind of looks nice. Their skin looks nice, and then everywhere you go looks kind of, it's the pleasing version of whatever that thing is. So I really like that, and everybody who saw footage coming out of this camera is like super impressed with it. Like I think like that's like the real test of this kind of camera. Is not for you to pixel peep, and it's not for you to like measure the dynamic range. It's like a lot of these metrics kind of defeats the purpose of how this camera is designed and made. And I think the ultimate test is like I would just film people and then show it, either on the computer with no grade or even on the back of the camera, and everybody when they see this footage, they're like, that looks like a documentary right there. I feel like with the Sony FX3, I really have to, like when I do something like this, like to find something that looks really good, I need to find an angle in the room, and with the good lighting, with the good all of that. And at the maximal performance, at the maximum, best lighting and all of that, the FX3 for sure is way better. It's a 10 times better, more powerful camera. But there's something about little Canon cameras like this. It kind of just has that, as I said, that pleasing, everything kind of looks good, while maintaining, looking natural. Another really understated and underestimated aspects about a camera like these for today's market is the fact that you can just plug it into the computer and you can use it as your webcam. a lot of cameras can technically do that. But for example, the Sony FX3, it has, you gotta install this a little software that kind of enables that, and then it doesn't allow audio to pass through. You can still need the computer audio, etc., etc., etc. And then I feel like the FX3's video output via the USB to be, the quality to be not as good as here. Like when I plug in this camera to the computer and switch on this camera as my webcam, I feel like a drastic increase in the quality, and it looks super impressive when you are doing a screen recording and then you want to have an angle on yourself. I have to be honest, it's a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be, because like when the marketing came out, people were comparing it to like the Sony RX7, like the Sony small one, and I have the camera. It's like you can't really feel it in the photo side by side, and it feels like, okay, it's a little bigger, but it's okay. But it's like it's like actually pretty big. You cannot pocket this. This is barely a pocketable camera. Like it fits in 0 of my pants. So the size is for sure not as small as a camera with these functionalities should be. I mean, I'm not an engineer, but I feel like if someone told me about this camera, I'm expecting it to be a little bit smaller. And then the zoom. The zoom is like weirdly unimpressive. It's like the most underwhelming zoom ever. Like 3 times may sound like, yeah, 3 times, but like when you use it, it's like you go wide and then you're done. It's like very close. It's very underwhelming. The battery is pretty good. The battery is standard, like what you would expect from like any of these cameras. I would say an hour and a half maybe on a new battery. And like many of these cameras now, you can charge it with the USB-C. It doesn't even come with a charging thing anymore. You're expected to plug it into your USB, which is my preferred way of charging these cameras. A last note about the camera's usability. Again, in the beginning, I was trying to use it as an FX3 or even a Canon EOS R, like an R5 or something like that. But this camera body is just very much not designed for you to do that. It has very little buttons, and it relies on going into the menu to change a lot of things. In my opinion, it's just made for people who want a very straightforward video and who wants to, you know, turn on the camera and shoot rather than, you know, have like 5 presets for different settings. I kind of really don't see it as a professional camera. I don't see it as a B cam in any way, shape, or form. It's completely just for, like, you know, things like this for YouTube. It's great, and for a good camera to carry around and shoot some, to get some stuff. Okay, the audio on this camera I don't think is super impressive. I kind of don't know what to expect from a camera like this. I can hear it fine. I don't have a problem with like how it's not like terrible, but like for sure, like the audio has that issue where it's like the microphone is pointed up. So if you're in front of the camera, like it sounds a little bit muffled, and then when you are kind of behind the camera, when you're holding it like this, it sounds a little better. I don't know why they would. Yeah, I don't know why they would do that. So currently I'm recording through a lavalier mic, a wireless mic. I will put an audio that's recorded straight from the camera. Still a little bit not used to this walking around with a camera pointed at my own face. So I am walking in the beautiful San Diego Edwards Cinema. Probably gonna go check out the Naked Gun later. So that's the super unscientific gut feeling towards this camera, and yeah, ask me questions. I think that's it. Thank you.